Hi, John von Achen here. Just wanted to take a quick moment and give a shout out to anybody that's in the Ukraine that's thinking about coming to my event at the end of September. I just got an email from a friend of mine and he asked me this question. He asked me, John, I've been to a lot of your events. I saw you in Forum 1 in Ukraine at the end of April with Richard Branson, and I go to a lot of events, go to a lot of training, but I want to know why this event is really different and why I should be there. This is a question that many people have asked, and I just, for the record, want to share a couple of things for you to consider because I really don't want you to miss this event. And it's not because I need the extra money or because we need the extra crowd. It's because this event, like any other event that's been done in the Ukraine, is really going to be different. Let me explain how. What we're doing is we're combining a number of different event dynamics into one place at one time so that everybody will be able to go far beyond their normal learning experience. So what we're doing is this. Just imagine we've gotten top business professionals from all over the Ukraine. Small businesses, big businesses, medium-sized businesses. So we're putting all of these people in one place. And this is not like an auditorium setting. It's not like an amphitheater or something like that. What we're doing is we're breaking everybody down into small groups. Now, each particular small group that you're a part of will have a specific small group leader. So what's going to happen is this, is I'm going to be leading a process, sharing about the biggest problems that companies are facing in the Ukraine. And we're going to focus on areas specifically like strategy, like organization, sales and marketing, HR, competitiveness, and of course how IT and technology play a role in your business. So here's the way this works. We'll have a session, and let's say the session's on marketing. I'll start off by sharing a few dynamics of what I see as big challenges for most businesses in marketing. For each session, there might be 10 or 15 different questions that are spread out amongst the groups. Now, here's what your challenge is going to be. You and your group are going to work on specifically coming up with solutions to that particular problem and challenge. Now, here's the way we finish the session. I'll go through what I would suggest and what I would do based on my background and experience. But wait, we're not done yet. All of the suggestions, all of the solutions to the problems will then be compiled so that every single participant will be able to learn from everybody's solutions. So think about it like this. You might be working on a sales-related problem. Let's say it's how do we increase sales with some of our biggest customers in a competitive situation. So you and your group will work on specific, detailed solutions for that particular challenge. When you're done, that'll be shared with everybody. And everybody's solutions will be shared with you. So here's what's really going to happen. Not only will you be learning from me, you're also going to be learning from some of the mentors that are at your table, that are leading your table and your group, but you're also going to learn from all of the other groups. So just imagine being able to get all that wisdom, all of that power and energy from creative solutions right in your hands that you'll be able to implement and act on immediately. I mean, this is huge. And the amount of experience that's going to be there is big. I mean, I've got a list of just a few of the people that are going to be mentors working at each of the tables. For example, Yannicka Marilo will be there. You know, she's known as, being somebody that's gone from the bottom to the top. She started off as, just an employee, and she's built companies, and she was running and managing an investment fund. Really, really big one. Vladimir Chipovoy will be there. He's known, I'm sure as you know, very well known in the Ukraine as a developer of all kinds of interesting projects. One of my good friends and somebody I really respect is Konstantin Karpushin. He's the director of KPMG, and I just love his backstory because he really proves that anything is possible and you can grow and do anything you want professionally. Alexandra Kuzhel will be there. She's, as you probably know, kind of a protector of small businesses and an investor and a developer of small and medium-sized businesses. And also Anatoly Goulet will be there. He's well known in the Ukrainian market as being an expert in currency exchange, and that's a big issue for a lot of us. So again, not only will you learn from their experience, but But you'll also learn from the experience of the people at your table and in your group, and we'll switch up the groups from time to time. So you might be in a group one day where you've got a small business owner that's, looking to be able to really generate, incredible results really fast with a startup, and they're sharing some of their successes and failures on how to be able to build their business fast. Or you might be sitting to a well-established multimillionaire, or maybe a real estate developer, or maybe somebody that's got connections that you need to be able to move forward. And that's the other thing too. It's not just about you learning from the people in your group or in the big group. It's also about the people that you're going to meet. I know your competitors are going to be there. Can you imagine missing something like this? And then again, to top it off, I'm going to share some of my experience. Most people know me from the seminars that I speak at and do, and the books that I've written. What a lot of people don't realize is over the last 20 plus years, I've been involved in several hundred corporate reorganization projects and startup projects. Anything from taking one of the largest resorts in the world to an 80% increase in sales for an oligarch, to projects where I was involved in a call center, went from $80 million to over 300. Most of the projects I do, usually revenue generated increases somewhere between 30 to 300%. Not to mention the fact that for a lot of the projects I do, I help save companies. I have a friend of mine, and this is kind of a confidential project, but a friend of mine, he owned a factory and he owned a distribution company to distribute his product. And some of his competitors were trying to take him out. What we did is we reorganized his strategy, focused on him looking more attractive in the marketplace, redid his sales and marketing, and ultimately he ended up selling the company not only to be able to cover millions of dollars of debt, but he ended up parachuting out of the deal with millions of dollars of profit. And I've worked with small businesses too. Some projects work, some don't. But most of the time when I'm involved with a project, what I'm able to do is help companies realize things that they're not able to see. And I've been doing this for the last 20 years in primarily emerging markets. Most of the projects that I've done have been in countries like Ukraine or Russia or Belarus or Kazakhstan or Eastern Europe. So what I'm going to be sharing from my experience are not theories and ideas. Look, right now there's so many companies that are in crisis and dealing with difficult situations. Believe me, I wish times were better. I remember years ago when people would call me and say, hey, I want to do a new project, and, the project was about doing something cool or making money and, changing a market. But now the projects I do are more for survival, more to be able to take out a competitor, more to be able to make sure that business owners don't lose the years or even decades that they've invested because times right now are so challenging. So what this is all going to be about, it's going to be about you being able to be an environment of some of the best business people in the Ukraine. It's almost like a business genius club where everybody's focused on solving problems and sharing their ideas and experience. Now, if you haven't gotten your tickets yet, there's still some available. And unlike any event that I've ever done, this event is something really special and dynamic, because you'll learn from everybody, and everybody will be able to connect with you. So if you haven't gotten your tickets, go ahead and get them now. I want to mention, if you're a company owner, a lot of companies, what they're doing is they're not only coming themselves, meaning the owner, the top management, they're bringing their team along, because they want their team to be able to be in an environment like that. Because we're going to cover all areas of business development. Like I said, it's not just about sales or marketing. There's IT, there's process. We're going to take a look at how to be able to maximize the most from your people. How do you get people on your team when you don't have the resources of some of your competitors? Or here's one of my favorite topics. How do you create a movement? I see so many companies spending, so much money on outdated marketing technologies, and they really don't know how to be able to kind of move from an old marketing model, from traditional media, to using the internet and the digital technologies that are available to them to actually explode their business. Just imagine if you're able to come back from this event with just a couple of ideas in a couple of areas. That alone would be a huge return on investment for your time and money. But see, here's what I think. And this is what you have to realize, is that after the event, you're going to be able to see everybody's solutions from all of the groups. So not only are you going to take ideas back home with you immediately, when you go back home and you go back into your company and you have access to this database of information, you and your team are going to take a look and say, well, yeah, we can do this. Yeah, we can make that happen. And put on top of that the connections you make. My gosh, this is definitely a $1 million event. I hope to see you there. Make sure you get your tickets. And just remember that if you're going to be there, be ready not only share, but also to receive from everybody else. Can't wait to see you. See you in a couple of weeks.